There are two new ways that the IRS is trying to stalk us. I mean, make sure everybody pays their fair share of their taxes. And I know you've seen the videos and you've heard all the chatter, but where are the facts though, okay? There's a lot of things that people are actually not mentioning that are really important. And there are a lot of people who are getting these two new tax laws, let's call it that, confused. So I want to clear all of that up with the receipts, with all the facts and the pictures. This new requirement doesn't only affect PayPal and Cash App and things like that. It literally can affect 59 million Americans. So let's make sure you are not in that number, all right? There's been a lot of confusion around who is actually impacted by this, what apps actually fall under this umbrella. So I went directly to the source, okay? I researched all of these apps and I got the real details. Let's start with Zelle. If you know you're not conducting any business and you don't even want to get confused with anybody in the IRS, use Zelle, all right? Zelle, unlike most relationships, okay, you know exactly where you stand with Zelle. On their website, they made it clear that they ain't got shit to do with any of this. Boom, they do not report to the IRS. They never have, and apparently they never will. They said if you got taxable income, that is a you problem, and go talk to your tax professional. Don't talk to us. They said we don't issue 1099Ks. We don't even know what that is. And yes, we are talking about that $600 tax rule too. We ain't got nothing to do with that. And you know what? This was actually really helpful. I'm gonna go ahead and, yes, that was helpful. Not all heroes wear capes. All right, how about Cash App? More like Cash Up, all right? They definitely snitching. They telling on you, but there are some caveats. It only applies to business accounts. Here are the receipts right here, okay? If you have a personal Cash App account, this will not apply to you. So you kind of safe. PayPal, not really a friend of mine. I don't know whose pal they are, okay? Because they didn't even bother to update their section to capture this $600 requirement. But what we can use based on what I did see was, similar to Cash App, it's going to be for business transactions only. And there is an option when you are on PayPal using it. You can choose if you're sending it to friends and family, or you can choose if it's going to a business. So this is how they're going to differentiate, but they still fall under the $600, reporting requirement. Venmo has the same energy, okay? They will tell on you. If you are spending more than $600, you're going to get reported. You are going to be getting a 1099K. And they was like, yes, we know. You didn't do this before, but times have changed, papa. Okay? Doesn't ven mean come in Spanish? They want me to come, Mo? It's actually not bad advice. No matter what, it's a good time to assess where you're getting your money from and check their websites to make sure that this doesn't apply to you, okay? Anything that connects a customer with a service, okay? Like if you need a ride and you have a driver, that's Uber, that's Lyft, right? Anything that connects a product, a service to a customer, you have to check and make sure. Etsy, check Amazon, all these things, because they all fall under this umbrella. And what you're going to do is you're going to go on the website, all right? And you're going to search within their help or whatever. They have a search bar. Type in 1099, okay? Or you can even type in $600. Both of those help me get all the information I just posted, okay? When do you have to deal with this and what triggers this, okay? So this is actually starting this year, but you won't have to worry about it until 2023 when it's time to file your taxes. What will trigger this is if you spend more than $600. Once you reach $600 on a particular website, on a particular app, that will trigger the 1099, okay? So if you spent $5.99 on Cash App and you spent $5.99 on PayPal, neither of those companies are going to give you anything, even though that totals more than $600 in aggregate, but it's each individual app, each individual website. So who should be freaking out about this? Honestly, nobody, because these rules were always in place no matter what. There are certain exceptions, but if you were making more than your standard deduction, which I'll put here, as long as you're making more money than that, you have had to report income. They have been requiring for you to report your income even if you are an illegal dope dealer. Amen. Thank you for that eighth. Here goes your money. Oh, we don't accept cash anymore. Why are you saying we when it's clearly only one of you? We're only accepting cash through PayPal or Cash App Business because I need to track my revenue to properly determine my taxable income. I think I'm gonna go somewhere else. There is nothing new about it, okay? The only thing is now there is more layers of audit, right? So easier ways for you to get caught. But the real heavy impact this has is on the gig economy workers, okay? If you are somebody who worked in the gig economy, whether you're an Uber driver, Instacart, anything like that, normally before you didn't have to get reported unless it was over $20,000 and 200 transactions. Now they got rid of all of that and it's just $600, okay? So if you were maybe not reporting things as correctly as you should have, now there's a higher chance that you'll get audited because they have more data to actually assess whether or not you're paying your due diligence, you know, your fair share. And this could be either just a $72 issue or a $7,400 issue. It really just depends on how much money you make and what your taxable income is. Now, there is a difference because there are a lot of questions surrounding the two things that Biden has proposed, okay? This $600 thing is in effect. It's been in effect since January 1st. That's done. There's a separate thing, okay? A separate requirement for the banks. This is not yet approved. And this is basically saying if you get more than $10,000 in any account, so basically to break that down even easier, if you make more than $833 a month, or if your rent or your mortgage is more than $833 a month, right? Like as long as you are making or spending more than $833 a month, the IRS is requiring banks to report all of your deposits and all of your withdrawals, okay? Allegedly, this is to protect our privacy. I don't know what is protected because you know everything, okay? They even go on to say, don't worry, like we been knew all this information already, okay? If you work here, we got your whole life. So just tell us how much is going in and out of your account. This is supposed to be a progressive way to collect taxes. But what's really interesting to note is that the tax audits on the rich dramatically reduced from 2010 to 2019. So it's like, wait a minute. Y'all should continue to keep auditing the millionaires and leave us alone. Either way, this tax law, believe it or not, is actually a blessing. There are a lot of people who are not reporting their under the table income because they don't want to get taxed. But what they're not realizing is that if you're making money as a 1099 worker, you know, self-employed, or you like have a side hustle, you're really leaving a lot of tax benefits on the friggin' floor, and you might actually end up being better off if you report this revenue. In this video right here, I actually discuss in great detail all the tax credits you could be leaving on the floor, so please check that out. And until next time, keep your money up.